Hey everybody, how y'all doing? So, taking a look around today, and I noticed you got some of our favorite Democrats out there once again wanted to talk about billionaires and these rich corporations, and we should not have billionaires. We should not provide any sort of corporate welfare, as they call it, and you got a lot of people that are activists out there that they're not going to support any companies that are owned by billionaires or anything like that. And suddenly the hypocrisy of it hit me. Because if you think about it, right? These people who are so against supporting billionaires, and we gotta tax these people to death. You know, like all of their wealth is just like cash laying around, right? But these are the same people who put together these tax credits or subsidies, however you want to call them, for the Affordable Care Act starting back in 2021. And then they renewed it. That is going to expire here in a few days because, you know, they want to keep it going, but they're going to blame the people who were not involved in passing it in the first place for the fact that they are expiring. But what they're doing with these subsidies is that it's not something that goes to the people to help them out. This is money that just gets shoveled straight out of the treasury into the accounts of the insurance companies. And these insurance companies that make billions of dollars a year. And they have executives that are making so much money. I mean, such an insane amount of money that last year when you had some guy randomly go up onto the street in New York and shoot a CEO of a major health insurance company in the back, a whole lot of people on the left celebrated. But hey, all y'all on the left, you do realize that these subsidies that are expiring, that you want to blame Republicans for not extending them out, that's money that just goes straight into the pockets of people like that man that you celebrated his death. And of course, you know, the insurance companies, what they did is they saw, hey, so the government is going to provide more money to help people pay for their insurance, so let's raise the rates so we can get more money out of the government. It's the easiest thing to fucking do. You know? Now, do they plan to put the rates back down to a reasonable level if the subsidies stop? Maybe they will. I'll bet that they won't, but maybe they will. Especially when they start seeing a whole bunch of people who are giving up their insurance coverage just because they don't want to pay the amount that they will have to pay out of their own pockets. And part of that amount is just because these insurance companies, you know, that's what they're going to charge because they've spent how many freaking years just getting money shoveled into their accounts from the federal government. And you don't think it works that way? You don't? Well, consider this. A few decades back, a college education, well, I'm not going to say everybody could afford one, but it was one of those things that, you know, people could aspire for. Or in some cases, you know, maybe even get an employer that might sponsor them to get the education, to get the degree, to get the training and the skills for a particular profession. But it was still a reasonable tuition amount. You didn't have a bunch of colleges out there with multi-million/billion dollar endowments or campuses or professors that are, you know, earning 7 figures, administrators earning 8 or 9 figures. But then what happened? somebody within the federal government thought it'd be a great idea. It's like, hey, we have a lot of people out there. Maybe if we provided some assistance to pay for this education, maybe we can get more of these kids to get this education. And so they started providing grants for students. And then they thought of a great idea. Hey, why don't we provide loans? So what actually happened is once the government started providing loans for students to get an education, the colleges started raising tuition and raising it drastically because, once again, the federal government's going to help these people get money so we can charge whatever the hell we want to charge and get all this money from the federal government. Let them worry about going after the students to get their money back. But y'all don't think about it that way, do you? You don't realize that because the federal government starts providing money to pay for these things, these people who provide these things are going to start charging more and more money because good old Uncle Sam is just going to keep doling it all out to them, right? And all of you freaking leftists just love it. And you don't complain about the corporate welfare then, now do you? It's just something. I want y'all to just think about that for a minute. This is money that's being spent by our federal government that goes straight into the hands of multi-billion-dollar corporations. Okay, and schools. Some of these schools are not even public schools, they're private institutions that have their own endowment, but they still get money from the federal government. But y'all think about that. You are in favor of a different form of corporate welfare. You're in favor of something that just encourages corporate greed. And when this is going away, you're blaming the wrong people for it. Anyway, why don't y'all throw me a line? Let me know what you think. Is there a point I'm missing here? Did I bring up something you hadn't thought of? Show me something that proves me wrong. I'm interested. I'm really interested. If I'm wrong, show me. Give me solid proof. And I'll share it with everybody else. Hell, I may share it even if it's just ridiculous shit that you're trying to use to justify just whatever insult you want to throw my way. Anyway, thank you all for your time, and we'll check you next time. Hey there, everybody. I want to thank you all for tuning in. Please, if you are enjoying the content I'm providing, if you are finding this information useful, go ahead, hit the like, hit the follow. Please, hit me up in the comments. Let me know that I'm speaking some truth. Hey, let me know if you have a disagreement. I just want a dialogue here. So whatever you do, just let me know you're listening, and I thank you all for your time.